All right, so we're ready for the Premodern Showdown, which is a series that you play every 2 weeks. I think is the top 16 players, I think. So we're playing the first match. So it's kind of like a, I believe, round of 6. And this is my opponent. I just registered the same deck I played in the last league, same mono blue control deck. I've been really enjoying playing this deck. So it looks like I'm gonna play. Let's say hello, look, have fun. Won the die roll. Yeah, this end's pretty good. I really like having Force Spike on the play in game 1. It's not a card that people usually expect to see in Premodern. That worked out okay. Even though this is, I think this is a pretty rough matchup. Like, I mean, I did have Quicksand too if I had to deal with Lackey, but it's always better to just, you know, 1-for-1 board. Okay, so I think in this case, I'm going to, let me see. So they're going to port me on my turn. I kind of want to find island number 2. I kind of want to accumulate it not to get going. Okay, I found a land. I think if they port the island, I'll just cast another AK. If they tap the Quicksand, okay, and I think I'm just going to play the cast the AK. Found another island. Okay, all right, might be okay. Yeah, but I don't have that many good sweepers. It might be a chieftain. Matron. Okay, matron's not the worst. Ringleader. Okay. Stifle. Notably pretty good against a deck full of triggered abilities. I do need to find a Parallax Tide sooner rather than later. And soon for one. So yeah, they're not trying to play into open counter magic. So either island or Parallax Tide. With another 8k. They're greedy to do that. I mean, I should be able to find an island with this, right? Okay. Mishra's factory. Yeah, I guess I'll do this. Find another island. And I guess, let's see. I guess Nevis Disc will be the best draw, but there's only one in the deck. They're still not gonna. Well, I guess the longer I can drag this game, then should be more favored. I'm gonna try to see if I can find a Parallax Tide now. Did not find one. So, Force Spikes might still be relevant because they're going to be porting me every turn, but I might want to stifle this and then still have mana for like a Tide. Yeah, I guess I get the Chain of Vapors. I might just go for the double port. Okay. So if I draw Tide here, it'll be great because then I still have the stifle. I didn't, so I guess I just play the island. They have 5 lands, so yeah, on their upkeep, I could stifle this, or can we have? They can have a 2/2 that doesn't do anything. Yeah, I think that's probably better. Because then they tap out. Yeah. Interesting. They didn't even think about, like, no, I guess Mana Leak. That would be a card that I could have had. But so now they also don't have any good attacks, right? Because I guess unless they have Pyrokinesis in the main deck. Alright. Seeing a lot of cards, but no Parallax Tide yet. Or Nevis Disc. Not looking great. Yeah, you got my thing. Quicksand too. Okay, I'm gonna go down 15. Notably, if I'm able to get rid of their lands, then my blocks get a lot better. So Goblin Matron, I think. I mean, generally speaking, it's better to counter whatever they grab, but if they grab a Gem Palm Incinerator, then it's really awkward for me to block after that. And let's play another Mishra's Factory. Could always try to block Matron. You can always use a Quicksand to kill one of those guys. City of Brass. Okay. Yep. Get to tap my factory and the other factory. So they're 15 life. It's possible that I can just like don't have 2 cards in hand. Chain of Vapors can get a blocker out of the way. Ringleader. Don't give anything too good. There's a Sharpshooter, Sling Gang, Gem Palm Snare. Alright, Gem Palm Snare is a problem. Alright, I need a Parallax Tide. I think I want to have any chance of winning this game. They're at 8 life. If I Dust Bowl City of Brass, I'll have enough mana just to play the factories. Maybe that's the best option. Excuse me. It's 1, 2, 3. Sack one of the islands. Or I guess I can go after Rishad and Port. I tap that one. Okay. So I can bump this guy and still leave 1 blue up. Okay. So I'm gonna make this into 2/2. Then we'll bump this one and I'll attack for 3. I think I'm gonna take 3 here. Problem is that Siege Gang's gonna Mog Fanatic. If I bounce this guy, they ping me for 1. Then I'll have 2 mana to activate this. The Chain of Vapors, Mog Fanatic. 1 for factory, another one for the other factory, the other one for the other factory. It doesn't look like I don't think I'm gonna have enough mana to activate the Conclave too. They only have 4 life, so they can tap one of the factories. Oh, and then I guess when they try to Gem Palm Incinerator, I can bounce one of the other ones so they won't do enough damage. This might be the line then. They do have 5 cards in hand, so I only know of 3 of them, right? If they have another Gem Palm Incinerator, then it is what it is. Does it make sense to maybe, because if I activate Conclave, they can try to Gem Palm the Conclave, but then they die to the, no, they can bounce, they can tap one of the factories, and I can't stop Gem Palm from killing Conclave. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna do it like this. I can tap one and try to kill the other, but then I bounce one of their goblins. Okay, so maybe I should have just played the Conclave instead of the other island. Alright, here comes Gem Palm Incinerator. So currently it's doing 2 damage. I guess also if they tap the City of Breast for another Gem Palm Incinerator, then I guess I'm not just doing 1 damage, right? Yeah, I also have to read Incinerator a couple of times. I also always forget the goblins on both sides of the board. And then we move to attack. Oh, okay, they have Neutralize, I guess. Okay, so they're gonna go to 1. Alright, so if I don't win because I don't have another Conclave, it's kind of pretty awkward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they can still place. Hey, okay. So it's possible that I lose because of the second Conclave is not in play. I can block. Interesting game 1 so far. I thought I was gonna be done. Like I was gonna lose like a lot faster than this is going. So I'm at 8, and they're gonna cast a Siege Gang. I need to find a mana leak here. Guess I'm not dead yet. I can sweep all the tokens. So if they attack, didn't. Means that Conclaves don't do anything anymore now, right? Is there a reason to impulse first? I don't think so. Well, if I impulse and I find a Stifle, then I can Stifle this. I think I'm just dead on board actually. Go to 5. Okay. So if I activate those 2, does that matter? So Tide could take care of those 2 lands, but then try to, yeah, it might just be dead on board. I think not playing the 1 Faerie Conclave might cost me the game. Alright, let's see. So I make those 2 because Conclave doesn't do anything. Alright, so I need to impulse and get rid of Sharpshooter, or find a way to try to. That doesn't do that. Alright, play land this turn. Yep, okay. Let's go to game 2 then. Let's see. So I obviously against the basically mono red deck. I think I won this too. I think I won less standstills and permission. I think 8k might be not very good. They also probably going to bring like a number of red elemental blast type of effects, so you can keep 1 mana leak. Remember the Force Spike, because the Force Spike is kind of like, no, I already have enough like turn 1 interactions. Okay, alright, I also need to hurry up. I just realized I only have 10 minutes on the clock. So we're shutting port. Alright, let's do this then. Now they have to make a decision. If they want to replay it, they can't port me. Okay, you know what, let me do this sorcery speed because, oh, this is bad now. Okay, I was really hoping to draw one of the blue elemental blast type of effects. This game might be over now then. Leader might be able to do with that. Okay, War Chief. That's way too slow, but at least it stops the port. Maybe if there's an Ev's disc on top of my deck. So I'm taking 5 and I get to put another one of those there. That's a Fanatic. Fanatic might be more damage. Oh, Sharpshooter. I think I need to get rid of that guy. Yeah, I just have to hope this Factor of Fiction will find me a Stifle, so I can Stifle the Parallax Tide. If they don't draw land too, because if they draw a mountain, it's fine, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna play this. I mean, not play. I'm gonna activate Mishra's Factory, and we're gonna block here. I'll take 4. Factory is still alive. Alright, do need to find that Stifle ASAP. That's pretty interesting. I haven't got to cast this card yet, so yeah, you found a Stifle. Alright, so it doesn't matter the pile. I'm just gonna grab Stifle here. You literally can just put Stifle and then the rest, and I guess I get an impulse too. Land? Ooh, perfect. Alright, let's see if I can hold the fort here for a few more turns. That one rush out on port. It's gonna be complicated because like I still have to win game 3 if I do well here, I guess. Chain of Vapor just gets rid of the rest of their lands. I think I'm gonna do that. They can port me once, I guess. I could also just like Dust Bowl them. I think this works better because then I can also bounce the Ringleader back to their hand. Okay. Alright, we're gonna go to game 3. I'm kind of short on the clock, so I do have to hurry the fuck up here. Yeah, I think instead of Mana Leak, I'm just gonna get the Force Spike. And I still think this Standstill is not terrible, like as a card that can like, get me ahead in the game, but I think on the draw it's like not a winning line. Okay, I really like this hand. I think, I mean, I guess I should probably try to mulligan to like a blue elemental blast type of hand, but yeah, I should have. Oh, there you go. So not terrible. Now I just need them to play Rashad and Port, and I can try to Teferi response. So that's a sign that they have neutralized, I guess. All right, I'll play chill. And I think, did they take a mulligan? No, they didn't mulligan. Okay. So the only way I can get rid of this card is with like Nevis Disc or Powder Keg or same other card. Quicksand. I wonder if they're just holding up like grab effects in hand. Scark Prospector. Okay. Interesting. I already have a Nevis Disc. They probably going to kill the first one and get a Hydroblast. No, I'm not gonna get another backup Nevis Disc. I feel like the first one is just gonna get killed. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this now. It's possible I should have just stepped out for Nevis Disc again. Not sure. No, this worked out okay, I guess. If I draw Parallax Tide, I think I'm very, very good shape in this game. It's not a Parallax Tide. Let's destroy this guy and play another Nevis Disc. Alright, now I just need them to play Rashad and port me on my upkeep, please. Or just play a Wasteland. Wasteland would just be better. Alright, I'm not gonna play a Tide into possible Reb. So I'm gonna wait for them to, maybe we can wait for them to play a creature. Alright, Mod Fanatic. Do I want to sack a land and bounce this guy? Probably not. No. Okay, so they're gonna swing for 1. Still, I can't attack with Conclave. They're 19 life. I have 4 minutes on the clock. Alright, so I need to figure out something. Chill here will be. So I'm gonna play Powder Keg. I can try to keg the Fanatic out of the way. It's like an overkill where I use a Powder Keg to get rid of 1 Mog. So the draw land that doesn't really help them. Normal circumstances, I wouldn't do this, but I need to be able to win the game, so I need to start attacking. Yeah, sure. Alright, so this is a spells or abilities. Okay, so if they try to kill my Conclave, I could also counter with that. Completely forgot about that interaction. Okay, all right. We'll see you guys for the next round of the Premodern Showdown. All right, now we're back for the quarterfinals of the Showdown. We find it. Our match should be up. Again, remember, if you're playing Premodern Magic Online, you're going to go to Specialty and then Freeform Tournament. And that's where you can set up your matches. Here's my opponent. They put my name here, made it easy for me to find it. And we're gonna start the match. All right. Yeah, I think this is I think that's a key. The disc and the Factor Fiction are okay-ish. 7 a lion, turn 1. All right, so Quicksand can take care of the lion. So I think I'm gonna play Island. If they play another creature, I could possibly Chain of Vapors and then just leave the 7 alliance in play. Then I can cast Standstill, maybe. If they don't play a second creature, then I can just play the Standstill and pass. Okay, so they'll want to definitely have to bounce it if I want to, because the rebels get under Standstill. And I'm just going to play Factory and rebels. And then if they do break the Standstill and I have to discard, I can always discard Accumulated Knowledge. I'm sure they're going to have to break Standstill at one point. And then Nevis Disc might be good if they don't have Disenchant effect in their main deck. I like how the last update that they did for Magic Online, they did kind of fix the colors for the old cards, but all of them are like off-centered. Okay, so here I'm playing a creature. The guys are going to play the Rebel dude. Okay, all right, so definitely need to find land number 4. All right, we found it here. I think I'm just going to play the second island so I can counterspell something if I need to. And then possible 8K is the best one to discard because the first one is just like cycles, so it's not that great. So I'll take 5. I really have to hope they don't have a disenchant effect. I have to counter Glow Rider because then I can't cast my disc. So I'm going to take 5. I go to 11, and then 11 I go to 6 the following turn. Okay, Mom is okay too. All right, so they have 1 card in hand. I have to hope that's like a Source of Plowshares or something that's not super relevant. So they're swinging for 6 here if they want, which they probably will. And they have 2 cards in hand. I'm not sure. Looking at sideboard for this matchup, I think I just have the Nevis Disc and Dominate for game 2. I'm not sure if they might have Dust Bowl in their deck. I haven't seen a Wasteland yet, but okay. So, I found a Dust Bowl. So I'm gonna save my Dust Bowl because reasons. All right, maybe this Counterspell will carry me to victory. They're also playing like seems like a white weenie deck. So Shadow Creature. I don't think I can let this resolve. Again, casting Pulse. So Stifle or Chain of Vapors are both good. I think I'm gonna get a Chain of Vapors. Another Factory. Okay, so if I want to cast Factor Fiction, I should still have double blue. And if they play a creature, Glow Rider. Okay, so I think I'm gonna cast Factor Fiction first. Eesh, there's no Parallax Tide here. If they do like this, I'll just take the one that has more cards, I think. Again, because the more 8Ks I find after this, they're just better. Okay. In this case, this draws 2 cards and also gets a Quicksand. This one can find... I do have an extra... Yeah, I think I'm going to take the one that has more cards then. And then I'll try to impulse. I found a Tide. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. This whole thing costs 7, right? Because... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll play Tide. And we're going to do this. This one's going there. This one's going... Okay, so 2 in the middle. Did I get all of them? Okay. I'm going to try to bounce this. And I think I'm also just going to second island and put this back in their hand. Alright, so that was game 1. So I definitely want the Nevis disc and dominate. I wonder if I want Standstill, or I think the cuts are either going to be Force Spike or Standstill. Yeah, I think I like everything else. I can always do 1 and 1. It's gonna be really hard for me to like make Standstill work like on turn 2, but it's always really good like after you clear the board. Or Spike, try like this. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep it like this. No, Force Spike might be good against some kind of disenchant effect. Well, this hand would be pretty good if I had land number 2. This one is not good neither. Yeah, I think I might have to go down to 5 cards. It looks like they also mulligan to 6. Yeah, if I keep this one, let's say if I could probably like maybe put Tide or Factor Fiction back, but then I have to make sure I make my next 2 land drops to play the Nevis disc, and I'm assuming the first Nevis disc is gonna get destroyed. I don't know if we have... It seems very risky to keep this one. Yeah, I'm gonna go to 5. I guess I'll keep this one. So Counterspell, maybe Chain of Vapors, because that doesn't really work really well with Nevis disc. Oh, they don't have a turn 1 play. Okay. Oh, they do have a shot on port. Okay, so that's good to know for game. If we go to game 3, then maybe, well, not maybe, I should have Teferi's response. Second AK. If they're gonna keep porting me, then I think the AKs are fine. Yeah, this one, I mean, that's creature's kind of annoying. 5 cards in hand. Sphere Resistance. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be a problem too. I need to find a Powder Keg maybe. Because if they're doing this, they're not putting pressure on me, right? So it's kind of okay. And a Quicksand can kind of put the brakes on this attacks. Second Sphere. All right, so let's try to draw more lands. Ooh, Dominates. Well, that's gonna be kind of hard for me to get Dominates work here, but I guess I just play Quicksand then. 2, 3, 4. So my Impulse costs 4 mana. Dominate would cost 5, 6, 7 to steal this one. Okay, that guy's kind of okay. Can't really attack it. I can just block with Factory at an island. I'm gonna need a lot of mana to make my stuff be castable. This one costs 6 mana. One more. I'm at 16. If this doesn't get destroyed, I think I might be okay. This gives +1 to the other creatures. I said I'm swing for 5 here. Okay, I'm just gonna do this right now then. Yeah, I think that's the best time to do this. We'll pass a turn. They don't do anything. And then on my turn, this is gonna try to die. I'm just gonna stifle that and see what I want to do here. I think I'm gonna play Nevis disc now. I think, okay. Oh, okay. So that was a 2-0 match. All right, we'll see you guys here for the semifinals then. All right, so we're here for the semifinal of the Premodern Showdown, event sponsored by the Magic Online Society. His opponent's right here, waiting for me, and Magic Online Society. All right, so I won the die roll. Yeah, this hand is good. Got half of my quote-unquote combo. It is a little bit like on the heavier side for spells, right? Factor Fiction and Parallax Tide, and I don't have any counter magic or Chain of Vapors, but it should be all right. Good luck, have fun. I said you 2. I guess I decided if they want to, they mulligan to 6. Okay, they decided on their mulligans. So I think, yeah, pretty sure I'm going to start with Faerie Conclave. They are playing combo. This hand is well, no, I think Beyond the Play might be okay. Like they're playing like no Hermit or some kind of like Devour combo. I'm missing a lot of slide decks doing well in those leagues, or at least like placing well. I'm just gonna go and pass. This kind of makes me look like a land still deck instead of tide control, whatever you want to call it. I do have this bad habit of F6ing. Okay, let's play an island, and we can just take it easy here. Just make my land drops. Opponent does not want to break Standstill, so this could be Hermit, right? They are. I'm guessing they're gonna play a discard spell. Yeah, if you're gonna break Standstill, that's a good one to cast. I am going to play a Counterspell. I feel like giving them extra information. They are on a mulligan to 5 though, so if they are on Hermit, the Parallax Tide Chain of Vapors combo is a little less efficient because they really just need a a few cards to be able to go off. So they're gonna cast a Stifle. I think I'm just gonna let it resolve. That's very good. Okay, so the greedy play here is cast Tide and then try to Chain of Vapors this, but then I lose to like a Charm. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. And if they try to Charm, I can Force Spike it. I'm gonna play another Standstill. I think if I had two Chain of Vapors in my hand, then I could go for that play, but I think in this case, it's a Wordly Tutor. It's gonna put a Hermit on top. I gotta discard a card. I think so. Powder Keg can clean up. I think Factor Fiction is the one that's not gonna do much here. I guess I could try to take out their lands. So if I do this and I play Powder Keg, think about this one for a second. So if this will give me 2 turns to impulse into a Stifle. And also Stifle this. That doesn't do much. So if I play Keg, I pass them, it puts a 1. They draw, I think, which one is better? So Keg will take 2 turns cycle, right? I'll pass them, pass back to me. They don't draw a green source. No, I think I do this. Yeah. I know this deck's kind of light on lands. Also, this play makes my Force Spike a little better. I need another. Okay. Get Force Spike. I think it's kind of irrelevant if I do my turn on their turn. So they Stifle. I might be overthinking this, but this should be okay, I think. So I'm gonna Stifle this. Put a counter on Keg. 2. I'm sure they won't block it. I'll make this into a 3/3. Alright, so let's see. I think now I can kind of go on the offense here, right? Is that the same? Let me see. So if I attack with 2, it's 4. I'll put them at 5, but I'm gonna kill the Druid. Let's have these 2 bootleg daisies here. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Hermit deck usually is kind of land light. No, they do Elvish Spirit Guides, and they have little spells and stuff. So they'll probably just do this now. Okay. Alright, let's go sideboard the games. So I believe I need to have this. Nevis disc is probably too slow. I don't think any of these do anything. Dominate might be okay against a Dreadnought, but it's like a 4-minute spell to take a creature. I think like Factor Fiction, it's kind of slow. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep it like this. Well, maybe AKs are not as good. Apparently, City of Brass has an unclassified bug. Drain power does not function correctly when the target player controls City of Brass. I don't even know what card is Drain Power. Is that? Oh, it's okay. It's a card that is played in old school, I guess. And target player draws all mana from all lands he or she controls, but all mana from that player's mana pool into yours. So I guess if you're playing Drain Power and you're playing City of Brass, or you're playing against someone that's playing City of Brass, it won't work on Magic Online. Unfortunately, there's a few cards on Magic Online that still don't work correctly for Premodern. I believe Vorath Shapeshifter, it got fixed, but I think Sacred Ground, I think, is the one that's still not working correctly. I guess Annul is like something that's interesting, right? Because I can counter a Dreadnought. Maybe I'll have it on the play. On the draw, well, I have Force Spike on the. It's kind of the same thing, actually. And also, Force Spike can get a Hermit Druid. So yeah, I think that's probably better. And Dominate is like, for 4 mana, I can steal a Dreadnought, and for 5 mana, I can steal a Hermit. So I don't think it's very good. I like Force Spike on the draw. I might just keep this hand. I'll keep it for science. It looks like they're mulling it to 6. The only problem with Force Spike is that since they play Elvish Spirit Guide, it's like, no, it's already the players that play Legacy is the classic days, and then Simian Spirit Guide, Elvish Spirit Guide just counters your days. Kind of like the same thing. I was going to say Duress on turn 1, play Quicksand later. Oh, you know what? Maybe there's a card I should have cut if I was really in doubt, if I wanted to bring Annul. Because Quicksand doesn't really do anything. It's just basically it's like a spell that I can't really cast. I don't believe they saw Force Spike in game 1. So maybe they suspect that I have it, but yeah, but I think it's a legit consideration for if we go to game 3, got the 3 Quicksands for the 3 Annuls. It's a Dreadnought. I'll try to Force Spike that. Please don't have Elvish Spirit Guide. They don't. Alright, another Force Spike. I guess I'll play Conclave and Tormod's Crypt. Okay, I don't think I have a reason to be aggressive here with my Faerie Conclave. Alright, I guess maybe next turn I should start attacking. So now would be a good time to draw either a Tide or really any card that can draw more cards would be good too. Like an AK would be okay. I still have one Factor Fiction in the deck. Maybe a Parallax Tide. Okay, I think I'm incentivized to not cast anything here. Okay, that's a good draw. Just play Standstill. And we'll take our time. I have 7 cards in hand. So there's a big chance that they try to break Standstill this turn because they have 7 cards. No, they didn't. Generally speaking, it's best to try to break Standstill when your opponent has 7 cards in hand because then they'll draw 3 more cards at the end of their turn. Well, I'm sorry, you try to break it at the end of their turn when they have 7 cards in hand because then they won't take full advantage of having the extra 3 cards. They'll have to discard some cards. Especially if you just break playing something that's not very impactful. So let's say if they just end a turn play, say like a Worldly Tutor, then I don't really get the bonus. Their mana base is kind of painful, so like those 2 points of damage now like will matter. Okay, so maybe they just don't have anything in hand that can, like now would be a good time to try to break Standstill, because now I have a full grip and I will have to go to discard. Again, in this case here, I think I'm just inclined to discard Factor Fiction. Notably, they had a Worldly Tutor and they still didn't cast it. They're going to duress me first. Alright, so I'm going to draw 3 cards. This makes use of a Force Spike, otherwise it would just be a dead card in my hand. Okay, and I think now I'm going to try to see if I can dig for a Parallax Tide. Didn't find one. So here I'm going to discard the Conclave and the Island. No, pass. Lots of blue cards in my hand. I'm going to try to reanimate Dreadnought. Yeah. Okay, like Mana Leak's gonna start losing value like as the game progresses. So and if they charm here or Stifle, then I'll just let it resolve and then just use Powder Keg next turn. They're also gonna go like 8 life to do that. I guess they're not. They're just gonna let Dragon Dreadnought die. Okay, Keg in 1. I don't think Dust Bowl is a strategy here. Again, they do have to pay life to do their thing, not just free. Yeah, we'll let this get reanimated. Because the next turn I get to attack for 4. I'm gonna Stifle 3. Let's counterspell that. Alright, looks like we got there. GG's. GG's. And cool. So I'm gonna play, I guess, in the finals. Don't know who's the opponent. But so far this deck has been pretty fun. And I actually plan on playing this in paper this weekend at my OGS. And before I forget, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. I got this list from the Spanish national. It was a player named Oscar Garcia. There were 2 lists in the top 8 that were pretty similar, like mono blue tide control. So yeah, I think this list so far has been very fun. Notably, is playing 61 cards. I'm assuming the Nevis disc is a 61th card, or 61st, not 61, 61st card. And I will see you guys back in for the finals. Well, hello everyone. We're here for the finals of the Premodern Showdown, organized by the Magic Online Society. Finals took a little bit more planning to schedule the finals, but we finally got it done. So we're here for the last match for this showdown. So right here, that's my opponent. All right, let's get started. Okay, looks like I won the die roll. Take a look. I have 2. I'll play first. Yeah, this is very tempting, right? Seems like a better hand to me. Seems a little slower. I think I'm gonna keep the Nevis disc. Yeah, I think that first hand was not. If I knew like what my opponent was playing, maybe I would keep it. Like if I knew it was a deck that I would have a few turns to do something. I'm sorry, that I would have a few turns to find land number 2. Yeah, still don't know what they're playing, but the hand did have a Stifle. First Spike's a good pickup here. And they're missing land number 2. Okay, so we might be playing some kind of mirror. Definitely would like to find some cantrips. Powder Keg. Powder Keg might be okay. Yeah, I have a few ways to deal with that card. So I have 7 cards in hand. Yeah, this is not looking very good for, well, but it's not looking good for neither one of us. Yeah, I think Impulse is okay too. It looks like they might be playing a deck that's similar to what I'm playing, except that they have Wastelands. I don't run Wastelands in my list. And we got a Conclave that's really good. Like, not having a second blue was really, really bad. And they got another Impulse. Okay. They might be using the Impulse just to find more land drops. I'm gonna have to discard something here. I'm gonna discard a Nevis disc. Oh, I'm just gonna Force Spike that in. I think that's a good trade. Like a Force Spike that's probably gonna be dead after this turn. Instead of giving them a minimum 3 cards. Yeah, that's not gonna resolve. So I get to tie them. This one here. Okay. I won. I was gonna use the Quicksand to put back Keg in their hand, but alright. So I think I just want Teferi's response. I think Annul. So Standstill is it's very tricky, right? Because their deck is also designed to take advantage of Standstill. Keg is a good way to. Is this? No, I don't think it's relevant. It's a good way to destroy their man lands, but I don't think that's what the game is about. You can always just do that with a Parallax Tide. Or maybe we can keep 2 Kegs and just take a disc. Yeah, I'm wondering if Standstill is worth it, because they do have Wastelands too, and we probably have the same number of man lands, right? So if I play Standstill, it really could backfire on me. Nevis disc can only get rid of, it gets rid of the man lands too, but yeah, I think this is fine like this. Definitely want Teferi's response. I was thinking maybe this one, because then I can steal a land. Maybe that's better. All right. I kind of hope I can get a hand that looks like the first one, but oh man, that's terrible. Yeah, this one's a little better. But I chose not to play first. Okay, this is gonna go long anyways. Looks like they mulligan to 6-2. Okay, and they prefer to have more cards than to go first, which it's an interesting strategy. I remember people doing this like back in the day, like mono blue mirrors. So it looks like this time I'm gonna be the one that's casting impulses for lands. I didn't want to get rid of any of those two, because that's like the easiest way for me to combo, like the least amount of resources. I don't have to have 5 lands and Parallax Tide has to resolve, and then later I can just try to stifle. Powder Keg, yeah, Powder Keg is fine. Yeah, so he's gonna land. The island will be okay. Or alright, it's possible in these games you should just like counter some of the cards that draw cards. But I don't think so. That's crazy. I think like this whole league, like I always made my land drops, and I'm sure that happened to Paul Master, but it's not happening here. Okay, so if they didn't miss a land drop, so Mishra's Factory, sure. Okay, so anything I can Factor Fiction. Okay, no one really care for Powder Keg yet, so I can try to do this to let it resolve real fast. I really want more lands and more cards. Let me see what happens if I do this. I didn't respond. So I can play Tide. I could have Counterspell, right? Or anything. Okay. Yeah. I think there was a moment to try to do something. You might. Okay. So now we're kind of like back to ground zero. I'm gonna Counterspell that. Yeah. So that one turn, I'm trying to see. Like I picked Annul and land and Chain of Vapors. Okay. It's a lot of Stifles here. So they're gonna go to discard now. Okay, so their hand's probably full of Stifles too. So it's possible that one turn I should have picked the Factor Fiction, but I think at that point it made sense because they're missing land drops, and I thought I was gonna have a window to. I'm gonna call it a combo, but it's not really a combo, right? I have 8 cards in hand. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and lose one of the Chain of Vapors, and I can AK. Some lists don't play AK, and I think AK in the mirror is probably really good because over time you just gain a lot of card advantage, and like they're not gonna play Tormod's Crypt just because of AK. All right, we're gonna do this thing here. They still have less lands than I do, so I do have that kind of a little bit of advantage. If I draw another AK, I have Force Spike 2. I think now I can probably get rid of a Stifle. All right, my shields are kind of like, yeah, I can't try to go for anything here because I don't have any way to protect my combo on a Quicksand. I guess the Faerie's response can also target a Parallax Tide, right? Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I could also deck myself before. I don't play this. Is that Impulse or AK? Impulse. Okay, so they are not. I'm assuming they're not playing AKs then. Still don't want to attack. So I have 6, 9 lands. Okay, so it would. Well, I mean, I guess if I take out all the blue lands, then that's what really matters, right? Most of them 18 life, and they're at 20. Well, I can probably start attacking with the Faerie Conclave then, and that at least make that they have to do something. It's main phase impulse. Okay, I think I'm gonna keep this one. And oh, they have Conclave too. So there goes my plan of attack with Faerie Conclave. Do get in one time. They attack. Yeah, this Force Spike is probably not going to do anything on turn 24. They don't want to attack. Sorry about that. It's I think Chain of Vapors. Not great here. Yeah, Effector Fiction is going to resolve, I guess. But they're playing Vision Charm. There you go. Do like this. Oops. I mean, they get more lands, I guess. They kept all the lands. Notably, now they do. Oh, okay, that's what they're trying to do. Okay, I guess. Okay, I see the plan here is to put 2 cards. Okay, so they have 21 in the deck. I have 19. Okay, I think the plan, I guess, is try to go for next turn. Yeah, because it looks like they abandoned the Tide plan. They do have 10, 13 lands, but these 3 here by themselves don't really matter. So I am gonna do this. Maybe kind of crazy, but I think that's the only way I can win the game at this point. I don't think this is gonna resolve, right? Brain freeze, and I got rid of all my stifles, right? Okay, all right, we're gonna go to game 3. Yeah, look at my configuration. I think that's kind of what I have to go with. Yep. The play. Maybe I can make my land drops a little better, like on time. Okay, I like this hand. And draw something else. Maybe I'll play the Factory and Powder Keg again on turn 2. It's a lot of Counterspell. Okay, so let me see how this is. What is my plan here? I probably have at least one Annul. Not gonna go well for me if I don't draw some islands or spike. I will try to jam one, see what happens. I don't even have Stifle, so it's like, okay. So they had an Annul. Alright, so what if I draw another island, then what can possibly happen is that they might have to use a mana leak or something, and then I can try to force spike it. Let's see if I can exchange this impulse for an island. We got an AK, another Annul. Okay, now I just need an island. I guess I'm gonna get the Mishra's Factory then. Yeah, because if they have an Annul, then Tide doesn't really do anything. I mean, I'm sorry, if they have any counter spell, Tide doesn't do anything. And then I can just try to bounce their thing now, and then I can try to start attacking. Brain freeze, yeah. Oh, there's a Stifle there that I kind of would wish I had. Okay, now we're in trouble again. That's a good one. Kind of want to get this pile. Get this one. But this one, if I draw an island, it's better for me to sculpt my plan going forward. I just need to draw a land here, right? And force spike. They go to. Okay, they lose. So I can discard these 2. How many Ks do I have in the graveyard? There's 1 and then 2 now. And I think I put 1 to the bottom, or maybe it was last game. And we're getting the games confused. Get Dust Bowl. So this is like a, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Assuming they have 2 counter spells, I can deal with that. Or I can just Dust Bowl that, and I'll have 6 mana. It's kind of the same thing, right? Except if I draw a land next turn, then I'm in better shape. Another island's exactly what I needed. Okay, so now they have 5 cards in hand. I think did I lose all my tides? No, I only it's 2 of them. Oh no, I lost all my tides. Okay, so now I have to just attack, I guess. And hopefully not die to getting milled. I did lose a Mishra's Factory. And I think at that time it made more sense to sack the Mishra's Factory. Maybe I should have sacked the Dust Bowl. No, Dust Bowl definitely not, because I only have 1 in the deck. But if it was 2 here, yeah, that's gonna resolve. Like, I still have this Stifle and another one in the deck. Okay, it would have been a lot faster if I had a second factory. But again, if you take the context of the turn, there's Faerie Conclave here. Powder Keg is not relevant right now, I think. Chain of Vapors can't bounce lands. I have 16 cards in hand. I mean, not in hand, I'm sorry, in the deck. I'm assuming like the last turn, that's when we're gonna see some fireworks. Yeah, the second Mishra's Factory would have made this. I think when I started, they were 18 life, so it would have been 3 at the time. So that's be a lot quicker. I can still draw another one too. So Pulse might be relevant too. Impulse. Okay. So if they impulse here, I mean, if they no, I'm not gonna do anything. I was thinking maybe I should impulse in response, but I don't think that's correct. Powder Keg. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Chain of Vapors is. You could try to bring freeze here. It was a lot of spells being cast this turn. AK, not really something I'm looking to draw right now. So they go to 4. Guess I can play my own keg. Man, I realize I'm like way behind. I wonder if my mode is just lagging because I don't feel like I'm taking that long to make my decisions. I do have only 12 cards left in my deck. Yeah, Powder Keg is... If it was lethal, then maybe I would just counter, but in this case it's not, so I'm gonna have to just chill here. Maybe I'll draw a second... Oh, that's a Conclave. Okay, so I'm threatening lethal next turn, and I only have 11 cards in the deck. Pulse. Okay, so they have 5 cards in hand. I mean, they can always like stifle my Powder Keg, I guess. Wasteland. That's annoying. There's no reason for me not to do this, right? Okay. Another Counterspell. Well, I have to counter that because otherwise I don't know if I can win the game. I'm going to attack with Factory. I don't think I even have many manlands left in the deck to win. Vision Charm, yep. And so I have 6 cards left. I have another one of those things. I guess I'll counter this one. And I have 2 cards in hand. Do I lose to mill here? Oh, Parallax Tide. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know if I have any more. Oh, and a Powder Keg. Okay, this might be GG here then. I'm trying to think if there's anything I can draw here that I think I do, right? Like a Chain of Vapors. I would have to see how many cards are left in my deck that I can even draw. I mean, it's only one more draw step anyways. And let me see if my opponent finds the line. All right. That was it. So it was really cool to play in the showdown. I think this deck is very good. And as you can see, I basically played the Sura Mirror in the finals. And I think I'm going to keep working on this deck, but I'll definitely have a different deck for the next time I record a league. Like I said, I had a lot of fun playing this deck for the league and the showdown. And that's going to be it for me. Hope everyone enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.